my name is Brittany, and today I'm going to be taking my client Kyle through a health-related monitoring session. So this is client Kyle.
Hello.
And Kyle is 28 years old. So based on the information, Kyle, I just got your client info and your submaximal test results from when we did that walking treadmill test. So with your age of 28, we have your resting heart rate of 62 beats per minute. And then with your exercise history of being a lacrosse player, twice a week at 90 minutes, and then also walking often with your dog, that leads you to a really good aerobic exercise level. So your current training and then your submaximal test used were determined to allow me to have a training prescription for you. So with your predicted VO2 max, Kyle, we have you at a 51.2 milliliters kilograms per minute. And so with that, the health benefit rating for you, Kyle, is good. So you go from either poor to excellent, and you're in the very good range. So for your cardiorespiratory fitness classification, you're in an excellent level, which is fantastic. And we just got your info from a 220 minus your age to get your Kyle's predicted heart rate max. So that's a 192. So that is the maximum that we don't really want to go over. That's the absolute max. So Kyle, we also went through and got your heart rate reserve. So to show you that, I use the calculation is training intensity times your heart rate max minus heart rate rest plus heart rate rest. So I know that's kind of a random prescription or a random calculation for you, but what that does is it determines where I, as the personal trainer, can train you at a 50 to 70% range. So for your heart rate reserve of 50%, we'll be training you at a 127 beats per minute, and then your 70% would be 150 beats per minute. So to target your VO2 with your intensity, what we did was we took your 51.2 VO2 max and we targeted at that a 50 and a 70% VO2. So I'd like to train you between those two values, 50 and 70%. So in all retrospect of this, what I did with those numbers there is got your intensity and your speed that I'll have you walking on the treadmill. So kind of cool little thing if you want to take a look. I use this formula from instructor Randy. And so what I got for your 50% intensity is to be working you at a 4 miles per hour. And then for 70% intensity, we'll be working you at a 6 miles per hour. So that's like a little bit of a light jog. Not sure if we'll get up there, but today just through this training prescription and through this aerobic fitness walk or run, we'll be keeping you between, again, that 50 and 70% range of your heart rate max. And if we do see that your heart rate is not becoming steady, we'll either up the intensity or up the load. So to get you started here, Kyle, I'm just going to start the treadmill. If you could just step your feet apart, perfect. And we're going to start you at 3 miles per hour. Here, thank you. So just waiting for that treadmill to heat up here. It's a little bit of an old treadmill. So 3, and we're just going to keep the incline here at 0. So I'll be asking your RPE and your just your heart rate. So we are wearing a heart rate monitor, and I'll be checking that heart rate throughout. So if you want to just start stepping there onto that treadmill. And so we'll keep you at this warm up for about 4 minutes time. And I'll be taking your heart rate after every minute and also asking you your RPE. So you can take your hands up off the treadmill and just walk completely normal, trying to keep your heart rate lifted and your jawline lifted. Not your heart rate lifted, but slowly the heart rate will come up. So just taking a big breath in and out. So almost coming up on that first minute here, I'll be taking Kyle's heart rate. And I'll just be writing that down in my phone here so that we can keep his info all in. How are you doing, Kyle?
Good, thanks.
Good. All right, so going in to get your first heart rate here, just checking on the monitor, and I'll also just be doing a palpitate because sometimes those electronics can be a little funky. So holding it here for 10 seconds. Great, Kyle, so you're at an 87 beats per minute. So I'm just going to put that in my calculator here so that we can hold on to it. What would you say your RPE is on a level of 6 to 20 The 6 would be the least, and then the 20 is the highest.
So about a 7.
A 7. All right, perfect. So exertion-wise, are you starting to feel your heart rate come up? Are you feeling comfortable?
I'm pretty comfortable.
Good. So if there's at any point you feel a little bit dizzy or something just doesn't feel right, please feel free to let me know, and then we will make the measurements forward so that we can get you feeling comfortable again. So almost at that 2nd minute here, I'll actually be taking Kyle's heart rate at the 3rd minute to see how he's doing. So Kyle, based on your ability and your lacrosse training, I have made you a training prescription just with the weeks of how many times I think you should be doing aerobic fitness, and I'll be sure to give that to you at the end of this session here today so that you can start working for even a higher aerobic fitness level.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So going in now to the 3rd minute to check Kyle's heart rate and his RPE. So again, using that heart rate monitor, but also palpitating so I see if it's a legit number. Good, Kyle. So you're actually at the same amount, so 88 beats per minute. That's the exact same as the last time. What would you say you would be on your RPE scale?
I'd say about a 7 still.
Okay, still at that 7. So we're going to be warming up for this last minute here before moving you up. So 7 RPE. So went up to about 102 beats per minute. That's only 2 from the last round. So Kyle, how are you feeling for this speed? Is it feeling all right?
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is just bump your speed up by 2. So we'll go to a 4.2. We'll keep the incline at the 1. Is that all right?
Sure.
All right, so here for another minute. Again, this training prescription will be around a 15-minute mark of Kyle working at this higher speed intensity. And then with your warm-up and your cool-down, it'll be about a 25-minute to 30-minute session. So in about 20 seconds, I'll be taking Kyle's heart rate and again asking him how his RPE is. We as PFTs like to know how our clients are doing throughout the process. And then Kyle, you'll know how you feel the next time you do this on your own. All right, so let's get your wrist there. Take your measurement. Great, so we are coming up. We're at 123 beats per minute, so we're really close to that 50% heart rate reserve range. Based on Kyle's information, his age, and his resting heart rate, we were able to get this information. How's that walk feeling?
Good.
Your RPE, what would you rate it as?
11.
11. 15 seconds here, I'll be taking Kyle's heart rate again, asking him what his RPE is, and seeing if his heart rate has come between that 50 and 75% range. We don't want to go any higher than that. We'd like to keep it in that ceiling level. All right, Kyle, let's see your wrist there. Good, so Kyle's at 125 beats per minute. So that's going up a bit, so I'm going to keep him exactly at this speed, at this incline. So speed again is 4.5 miles per hour, incline is at 2%. Kyle's been on this treadmill for about 16 minutes time. About a minute left of the session here before we take you into a cool down. Based on your results as it is right now with your RPE and your heart rate coming up to that steady state, I'm very impressed with the way that it's going so far. You're welcome. So Kyle, let's get in and take that heart rate. Great, so it's about that same range that we discussed before. So we're going to take Kyle down to his cool down now. How's that sound?
Perfect.
All right. So we're going to cool him down to that 3.5 miles per hour. I'm going to bring Kyle's incline down to about 2 or 1. We'll bring it down to a 1. And then after that first minute of the cool down, I'll bring the incline down to 0 and his speed down to 3. So we will have Kyle at this resting, coming down, cool down for about 4 minutes time, depending on how his heart rate is. And then after that, Kyle, I'll take this time to discuss your results and how you did. How are you doing, Kyle?
Good, thanks.
Good. All right, so let's go in and check your first heart rate recovery. Heart rate's coming down nicely, Kyle. You're at 111 beats per minute. Are you feeling better? How's your RP?
Probably about 9.
All right, so we last were at a 12, so now Kyle is at the 9. So I'll be taking your heart rate again at the 3-minute mark. Okay, so here we are at our last minute of our cool down stage. So I'm going to take Kyle's heart rate again, ask him his RP, and then we'll have a time to discuss our results. Great, Kyle. So you've gone down to 95 beats per minute. How are you feeling so far?
Really good, thanks.
Great. So if you could just step either side of the treadmill there, grab on, and I'll stop your treadmill, and then we'll get into our interpretation of results.
Perfect.
Kyle, here you are. Thank you so much for working so hard today in this aerobic health-related monitoring session. How did you feel today?
Good, thanks.
Great. So based on your results, I just wanted to let you know that you did an amazing job. Thank you so much for doing this with me today. And so I am really impressed with the way that your heart rate responded, and your VO2 max scores did allow me to find a really good intensity that you should be working at during your training prescription. So our heart rate did not exactly go too much above the 50% range, and that's all right, because I feel like you were working at a hard rate, you weren't exerting yourself to feeling uncomfortable, but at the same time you were doing your best to really keep that heart rate up. And so with that information being said, I just have all my calculations here. For the next few times, I'd like to actually take you up a little bit on that miles per hour. So today we stayed really just slightly above that 4 miles per hour. And slowly I'd like to get you into a jogging stage for your aerobic prescription. So being that the next time that we do this assignment, I'd love to bring you up to maybe between even a 4.5 to 5 miles per hour. See how that increases your heart rate, and we'll keep your intensity or your incline at that 2% range. I feel like that allowed us to get a really nice steady heart rate zone. And again, just wanted to mention that you have a really good health benefit rating score. So you were at that excellent range or very good range, which you should be very proud of. But again, even as a lacrosse player, there's always ways that we can improve our fitness and continue to get better. So here's your training exercise prescription that I put together for you. I'll print this out and I'll allow you to take this with you to the gym. So I have your initial stage, improvement, and your maintenance stage. So for the weeks 1 to 4, we have you in the initial stage. Improvement is 5 to the 24-week zone, and then the maintenance would be 24 weeks. So based on where we are right now, we're going to keep you within that initial stage of that 55 to 60% frequency, or that intensity, sorry, and the duration will be the 25 to 30-minute zone. Are you able to do that, do you think, between 3 to 4 days a week?
Yeah.
Perfect. So thank you so much, Kyle. Again, I'll be giving this to you for print off, and I'd love for you to just write down how you felt each time we have the session so that we are able to look at it and see how you did.
Perfect.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks, Randy, and have a good rest of your day.